welcome to Postnatal Mum and Baby Yoga. Find yourself a nice comfortable seat, and I'm sitting here on a block, which helps to just lift my pelvis up a little bit, helps me keep my knees level with my hips. You can sit in a traditional cross-legged position or this slight variation that I'm doing here. You can use a book or a thick cushion instead of a block, that's okay too. And so on your inhalation, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and exhale, release them down your back. Inhaling up and exhale down. As you inhale your shoulders up your back, feel that your spine is wonderfully long. And as you release them down, think about sliding your shoulder blades into your back pockets and keeping them there. So let's keep them there. Lots of space between the ears and the shoulders, lifted from the base of your skull and the crown of your head. You might like to let your eyes close, only if it's comfortable to do so. Feel free to keep them open so you can continue to gaze down at your baby. But if your eyes are open, let your gaze almost fall out of focus so your eyes are really soft and relaxed. Be aware of the sensation of your breath, the breath flowing in and the breath flowing out. Your breath is following its easiest path. And this could be in through the nostrils, out through the nostrils. Or it might be easier to breathe through your mouth. See what is happening in your body. Inhale, followed by exhale, over and over again. Continue to check in with your shoulders, that they are sliding down your back. Notice that after every inhalation, there is an organically occurring pause, and the exhalation naturally begins. Then, after the exhalation, there is a pause, and the inhalation organically begins, and the circle continues on. So the circle of breath is like a 4-part circle. Inhalation, natural pause. Exhalation, natural pause. You may like to place your hands on your belly if this feels comfortable to do so. Make sure your shoulders are still sliding down your back and away from your ears. Feel as though you are sending your breath all the way down to the very depths of your belly. So every inhalation you feel that you are filling your belly with breath. You may notice that your belly will expand slightly into your hands as you do this. Visualize that you are filling your belly with breath and that you are breathing all the way down to the muscles of your lower abdomen and pelvic floor. And you are sending healing to those muscles. You are sending oxygen and nourishment to heal those muscles, to improve the circulation, to nurture and nourish the cells of the pelvic floor and the abdominal muscles. Every inhalation, breathing down to your belly, down to your hips, down to your pelvic floor, maybe feeling your belly naturally expanding with the breath. And as you exhale, feel as though you are exhaling fully and completely. So every single last drop of breath is leaving your body on the exhalation. Inhaling deep into the belly, feeling it expanding. And exhaling from the very depths of your belly, sending every single last drop of breath out. Maybe you will feel your belly naturally drawing in towards your spine as you do that. Don't worry if you can't feel it. Just see what happens as you visualize sending every single last drop of breath out from the very depths of the belly. Maybe you'll even feel your pelvic floor slightly lifting as you do that, as you send every last drop of breath out. This is the abdominal breath, and it's the first stage of the full yogic breath. And also, when you feel your tummy naturally drawing in and your pelvic floor lifting, that is called Mula Bandha, the root lock of energy. And it's a soft and gentle engagement of the pelvic floor and the lower abdominal muscles. And this is what we're going to be looking at a lot in the class, because it's going to help to tone and heal and strengthen those muscles and improve their circulation, and also help you relax them, because we want to be able to relax as well as engage our muscles. So let's extend upon this abdominal breath to do some full yogic breathing. Keep one hand on your belly, bring one hand up to your chest. If you are happy to use your hands, you don't have to. Inhaling all the way into your belly and then into your chest. Exhaling from your chest and exhale from your belly. So you're breathing all the way down to the depths of the belly, and then you're breathing wide and full into your chest, and then exhaling from the chest and exhaling from the belly. Your breath feels like a wave washing up your body on the inhalation and down on the exhalation. Beautiful. Inhale, belly and chest, wide and full, and exhale, chest, and lastly belly, feeling Mula Bandha. Maybe giving your Mula Bandha a little conscious engagement, so maybe consciously lifting the pelvic floor and drawing your tummy in gently, if that feels appropriate to you. And let's extend upon this again, so bring your top hand up to your collarbones, inhale into your belly, your chest, and right the way to the very top of your chest. Exhale from the top of your chest all the way down to your belly. Inhaling belly, chest, and right the way to the top of your chest. Exhale from the top of your chest all the way down to your belly. Full yogic breath. See how you feel. Do you feel a bit lightheaded? You are bringing so much more oxygen into your body than you do on a normal tidal breath. This full yogic breath can exchange up to 3 litres of air in a regular sized adult, as opposed to only half a litre of air in a normal tidal breath. So you're getting so much more oxygen into your cells, into your bloodstream, to your brain, so that's why you feel a bit lightheaded. And you're getting rid of extra carbon dioxide too, so you're helping to remove the waste products from your body. So this is such a revitalizing breath, and it's so good for you. Let's do one more. And then place your hands back down on knees or thighs and let your breath return back to its natural pattern, observing how you feel. Continue to observe your breath. Good. So you may like to change the cross of your legs here, just for a moment, just to keep yourself nice and even. Inhale, circling your shoulders up and exhaling them down, and again, inhaling up and exhale down. One more time in this direction, big circles. And the other way then, feeling all the movements that your shoulder blades can make on your back, inhaling them, squeezing them together, squeezing them up to your ears, exhaling them, sloping them forward, sloping them down, bringing them down away from your ears. Shuffle your shoulder blades into your back pockets and keep them there. Inhale, float your arms up, and exhale, circle your wrists. Inhaling up, exhale down. So babies might be watching the movement of your wrists and your fingers. You can even give your fingers a little extra wiggle. Let's go the other way. When they work to focus their eyes on your moving hands, this is really good for their brain development and their visual development. And so we're bringing the arms down, giving your shoulders a nice few circles again. Inhale, sweeping one arm up and exhaling over into a side lean. Inhale, cartwheel up and exhale over. So feel as though your Mula Bandha is engaging, and you might even feel it engaging on the inhalation here as well, as you root your bottom hand down and you draw up through your middle to bring yourself back to center. So you feel like you're lifting from your core as you come up, like that. Almost like you can feel an elevator moving up from the pelvic floor, just softly, to help draw you back up again from your side bend position. One more round, take your time. Come back to the middle and bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. So the hands are quite low down in front of your heart. Right angle bend at your wrist. Inhale, squeeze your palms together. Exhale, shoulders drop down away from your ears. And again. Just keep going like this, feeling this strong frame with the arms. If you are having any trouble with your wrists, which is really common postnatally, it's really common to get tendonitis in the wrist, just a hormonal thing. You could clasp your fingers and keep the heels of your hands apart. Do what feels right for you. Inhale, squeeze palms together. Exhale, shoulders away from your ears. One more breath like this. Inhale, reaching your hands up, interlock your fingers, turn your palms towards the ceiling. Exhale as you push your hands away and round your shoulders. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, push your palms away and round. And again. One more time. Such a good stretch in between the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale, float your hands down, give your fingers a wiggle. Maybe babies will be having a little look at those fingers. Clasp your hands behind you, palms are facing in towards each other. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Breathe wide and full into your chest. Good. One more time, maybe lifting your hands up a little higher behind you. And release. Some nice big shoulder shrugs and circles. Bring your hands back to knees or thighs. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over one shoulder. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over the other shoulder. A few more rounds here. Keep your lower back tall, your whole back nice and neutral and tall. And just letting your chin drift down, so it's just that stretch of the back of the neck there. And then the front rotator muscle. And then taking your time, bring your head back to center. Bring palms to touch, inhale up, lengthen, maybe have a few snaps for your fingers, which is very exciting for babies as you twist. And then inhale up, so arms straight up. Snapping fingers and exhale, float down. Only twisting as far as feels comfortable for you. And then taking your time, coming back to the middle. Wonderful. So we're going to inhale, float the arms up. And then you can interlock your fingers, bring your hands just to the back of your neck. Maybe just uninterlock your fingers for a moment to give the back of your neck a little massage. Interlock your fingers again. Feel like you're lifting the base of the skull as you inhale and shine your chest forward, so lifting your collarbone up. And exhale, rounding your upper body. Inhale, lifting up, lift your heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, lifting, supporting the back of the neck, the base of the skull, gently drawing up. And exhale, round. These feel so good. Let's do 3 more. Notice where you feel the stretches that you feel. And last one. Beautiful, and release. Lovely. A few shoulder shrugs and circles. So then making your way into star pose. So I've just changed the position on my mat because it's more comfortable on my ankles. I still have the block. You might have the block or you might not. See what feels good. Your feet are quite a good distance in front of you. And maybe you can rest their head on the soles of your feet. You might like to place a little blanket in between. In my classes, sometimes I see mums doing this. That could overstrain your hips. So either have your feet together, and if you're happy for your baby's head to be on your feet with a blanket or without a blanket in between, then they can be there. If the proportions of yours and theirs body works, they could be in this space here, or you can simply place your feet like this. All the practices that we're about to do in the baby yoga section of the class can be done from this position as well, if that's more comfortable for you. So I'm going to go here in my star pose. And then we are rubbing hands together, feeling like you are building some friction, some warmth between your palms. Inhale, lift and lengthen up. And exhale, hinge forward at your hips, stroking your baby down from head to toe. Give their feet a little squeeze. And we shall do the same again with an Om. So rubbing hands together. Inhale, lift and lengthen up. Om. And again. This is such a soothing sound for the babies. It's a great one that you can use outside of yoga class as well. Inhale up. And one more time. Slowly coming back up to sitting. Bring your thumbs to the back of your pelvis, fingertips to your inner hip bones, lift and lengthen all up the back of your body. Just take a little round of breath to prepare. And then on your inhalation, tipping your pelvis forward into one sit bone, forward into the other sit bone, backwards and backwards. So you're inhaling forwards, forwards, backwards, backwards. Continue with your breath. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards. This is a movement from the hips, from the pelvis. So you can really feel that weight distribution changing on the sit bones, those bony protuberances that stick out the bottom of the pelvis that you sit on. So if you feel like your hips are in some way kind of stuck and you're going just from the waist, then try sitting up on something higher. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards, going in a clockwise direction here. So if babies are happy to participate, you can take hold of their shins And you can gently bring their knees in towards their tummies as you circle around. So clockwise direction, and we're going to sing The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all day long. Come back to the middle. Give baby's feet a little clap, clap, clap together. Get the soles of their feet right together. My plastic doll here can't actually do that, but you can get the soles of your baby's feet right together. This is such a soothing action for them, and it helps them to learn where their bodies are in space and build their mind-body connection. Then we're bringing our hands back to our hips and circling the other way. So anti-clockwise direction now. Inhale forwards and exhale backwards. Just getting used to this movement, making any adjustments that you might need. If you need to sit up on a higher block, that's fine. And then taking your hands, clasping them together, and imagine that you're stirring a big pot of porridge. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards. And let's sing again. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all day long. And again, you can give baby's feet a little clap, 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 clap together. So then taking baby's opposite hand to opposite foot, and we're going to do wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish. So we can go, the wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. Opposite hand to opposite foot. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all day long. And then the other side, opposite hand to opposite foot. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all day long. Let's do one more. This one's a bit more for mummies, but we can snap fingers to make it very exciting for babies and help with their brain development. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all day long. Well done, coming back to the middle. And so when we do that predictable movement, it's really good for baby's brain development because they start to predict the movement and the patterns. So they see the patterns, also really good for their visual development and their hearing because they're looking for where the sound is and listening to it. Great. So moving on, we're going to slightly change our foot position here, placing our feet flat on the mat, comfortable distance apart, whatever feels good for you here. And make sure that your baby is laying flat, so they can be on a blanket, but just that they're laying flat and that their head is relatively centered. So if they're kind of twisting their head wildly to the side, don't do this. It's okay if it's just a little bit to the side, but we want them as centered as possible. So we're going to give them a little mini shoulder stand as we sing The People on the Bus Go Up and Down. So you're going to slide your hands just behind their lower back, so your hands are kind of on their buttocks, sacral area where the spine meets the pelvis. And we're going to inhale, roll them up, and exhale, roll them down. And some of the older ones really find this hilarious. So we're going to sing, the people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down all day long. And one more different one. This is really good for their digestion. We're going to bring their knees in towards their bellies, and you can even hinge forward at your hips and bring yourself back a little bit as well. When you come back and you tip back on the back edges of your sit bones, only a little bit, you will feel your core really working. So keep that Mula Bandha drawn in, and it will naturally draw in because the muscles will be working in your core. So the people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down all day long. Little clap, clap, clap together for baby's feet. If your baby is very little, go back to that one again. If they're a little bit older, or if they really like being bounced around, I mean mine did since he was 5 weeks old, but every baby is different. Some older ones may not like being kind of bounced around. So you know your baby, so see what you think they might enjoy. But if they want a little bit of action, then you can bring them right in towards your body, facing forward or back, it doesn't matter. Make sure you are firmly seated. So you might like to sort of move the flesh of your buttocks out of the way again, really ground your feet down, draw your tummy in and lift your pelvic floor. This core engagement is important here. Shoulders away from your ears. Keep your baby close in towards your body. We're going to lift them up. So little bounces to start with. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down all day long. Well done. Laying your baby back down. Bring your hands onto your shins. Inhale as you lift your collarbone up. And exhale round. Just 2 more times like that. Wonderful. Last one. And you can keep your legs like this, or maybe you prefer to come back to star pose here. And we're going to do one more little round of wheels on the bus where we say, the horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all day long. And then rubbing your hands together. And then we're going to sing an Om and fold forward over our babies, staring into their eyes as we Om. You can round your shoulders as you do this. Inhale, lengthen up. Om. And slowly come back up to sitting. So then coming forward onto hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You may well like to take a blanket to place under your knees, depending on how hard your floor is there. Spread out all your fingers. Creases between your wrists and hands are parallel with the front of the mat. If your wrists are hurting, you can make gentle fists instead. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears. Draw your tummy in and lift your pelvic floor. Make sure that you aren't sagging through your lower back like that. So you've got that little bit of core engagement, keeping your spine in its neutral position. Have a few breaths here. This is a very active posture. You're looking straight down at the floor, or rather at your baby. You can give them some funny faces. We can have a little stretch out for our mouths. And then on your inhalation, imagine that you are shining your chest forward, beaming a light a couple of feet in front of you. Turn your tailbone up, turn your sit bones up, but don't sag through your lower back and sag through your middle. So you're keeping that gentle drawing in of the spine. So keep your lower back long. Curl your toes under and ground your toes into the earth. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round your spine up towards the ceiling. Relax your neck, let the head hang down. Inhale, shining into up cat. Exhale, rounding into down cat. Really push your hands into the earth to get that stretch in between your shoulder blades. Inhaling up cat. Exhale down cat. You might be dangling your hair down towards your baby, giving them a tickle. They might be reaching and grabbing for your hair. That's really good, again, for their hand-eye coordination and learning skills. So we're going to extend upon this to add in our child pose, exhaling, rounding and down. Inhale back up onto hands and knees and shine your chest through to up cat, ground your feet down. Exhale, round and down. Bear in mind that as you probably don't normally stretch your feet much, you might get a little bit of cramp doing this. That will ease off as you get more experienced in yoga, as you do more yoga practice in general. Your feet get more flexible, more used to being stretched and moved in these ways, and the circulation improves. So don't worry if you get a little bit of cramp. So we'll make this the last round. Come down to rest in your child pose. Relax everything. Maybe having a few little wrist circles, finger stretches. Relax and soften your whole core, your pelvic floor, everything soft. And then on your inhalation, slowly coming up onto hands and knees. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside edge of your right hand. Shuffle your foot forward so your knee is stacked over your ankle. Bring your forearm gently to your thigh and reaching your left arm up. You're gently pushing your hips forward, so you'll feel a little bit of a stretch in the left hip flexor, but make sure your right knee doesn't overshoot your ankle and you can adjust your hand position accordingly. Bring your fingertips onto your shoulder, reach your elbow up and breathe. This is such a big stretch for the front and side of your body. Breathe wide and full into your rib cage. Keep grounding down through the top of your back foot. Inhale here and exhale as you circle your elbow down. Inhale, twist away from your knee and up. Exhale down, inhale, twist away and up. Keep nudging your knee out so that it doesn't roll in. You want it to stay stacked over the ankle. You might get a little inner thigh stretch. And the other way, inhaling up and exhaling down. And last one, grounding your hands down. Come back onto hands and knees. Exhale, round your spine into round cat. Curl your toes under. Exhale, push your bottom up into the air, into downward facing dog. Keep your hands pushing into the earth. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, child pose. Let's move through this vinyasa, this movement in time with the breath for a few rounds. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, flat cat. Exhale, child pose. And maybe even staying up in downward dog for a few rounds of breath, having a little paddle out with your feet. And slowly back onto hands and knees when you're ready. Moving on with the vinyasa, movement in time with the breath. And again, babies might be reaching for your hair. You can give them a little tickle. It's really good to have your neck really relaxed, so even giving your head a gentle shake can help to release and relax the neck, and also tickle your baby with your hair if you have long hair. So we'll make that the last one. Come up onto hands and knees, take your time. Clarify your flat cat's position, shoulders away from your ears. Take an inhalation here and exhale, step your left foot to the outside edge of your left hand. Push your hips forward, adjust your foot position so that your knee is stacked over your ankle directly. Bring your forearm gently to your thigh, ease yourself up, reaching your right arm up. Drop your shoulder blade down your back, breathe. Bring your fingertip to your shoulder, reach your elbow up, and breathe. This is such a deep stretch. Breathing into this whole side body. And exhaling, circle down, inhale back and up. and the other way. And then grounding your hands down, come back onto hands and knees. Take a lovely inhalation, exhale, round into round cat. Inhale, flat back, curl your toes under, exhale, downward dog. Take a few paddles for the feet here. Take a moment in stillness if you wish. So this next bit will depend on you, how you feel. We're going to step forward into a lunge again. You can either do this from your downward dog or you can come down onto hands and knees first. So taking a nice inhalation here. Exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Lower your back knee down. Shuffle your foot forward so that the knee is stacked over the ankle directly. Hips are pushed forward. Inhaling up into a low lunge position. Take a couple of breaths here. Have a few snaps for your finger. So we're going to exhale and sweep our hands down, maybe giving your baby a little tickle. And then inhaling up, exhale as you imagine that you're pouring water over your head. So elbows come out to the side a little bit. Reaching forward, inhale up. And exhale, this shower of beautiful golden light. So today's class, our energetic focus is the higher chakras, so the energy centers located in the head. So we have the third eye chakra in the middle of the forehead and the crown chakra. And these represent our intuition and our connection to the universe, so our connection to all beings and all things and all energy. So I think this is just such a lovely movement that we can really visualize our connection to the earth through our feet, our strong legs supporting us, and feel that length as we reach up towards the skies and shower ourselves in this golden light of intuition and energy and positive things that you want to manifest from the universe, gifts from the universe. One more round. Brilliant. And then grounding your hands down, stepping back onto hands and knees. Exhale, round into round cat. Rest down in child pose. Inhale, come up onto hands and knees. Curl your toes under, exhaling into downward dog. Just hanging out here for a few rounds of breath. Spreading out your fingers. Relaxing your neck, let your head hang down. Pushing your tailbone up and back as if you could reach it towards the line between the ceiling and the wall, and breathing in. So if you know you want to come down onto hands and knees before you step into your lunge, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Take a lovely inhalation and exhale as you step your left foot forward in between your hands. Lower your back knee down to the floor. And adjust your alignment so that you're making sure that as you push your hips forward, your front knee doesn't overshoot the ankle. Bring the top of your foot to the mat, inhaling, reaching your arms up. Drop your shoulder blades down your back. Have a few snaps for your fingers. See if baby has a look. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sweeping your hands down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale as you shower yourself in beautiful light. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, shower. Elbows out to the side. So this is so beautiful for your shoulders. You might give your baby a little tickle also on the way. And just really visualize yourself being bathed in all that wonderful light and energy from the universe. Maybe just in your head, asking the universe for what you want to manifest into your life. And just imagining that gift being bestowed upon you and your baby by the universe. Wonderful. One more time. And then grounding your hands down and stepping back onto hands and knees. Exhale, round into round cat. Inhale, flatten into flat cat. Curl your toes under. Exhale your bottom into the end. Downward dog. Have a little paddle out for your feet. Take a moment's stillness if you wish. And then walking your hands and feet towards each other. Let your heels come down. Knees bend so that your belly can rest on your thighs. Catch hold of your opposite elbow in front of you, hanging forward like a rag doll. And it is really important that your belly is on your thighs here. You can have a little shuffle out through your shoulders. You can even take this hand position for a moment where you bring your fingers to the inside edge of your ankles, thumbs to the outside edge, and have a little shuffle with your shoulders here. Really let that internal spiral of rotation happen in the shoulders, which is in opposition to the external spiral we keep quite a lot as we are sliding our shoulder blades down our back into a V shape towards the base of the spine, and that will engage the lats and also bring an external spiral of rotation into your shoulders. This is now an internal spiral, so it's the opposite here. So then bringing your hands onto your mat, inhale, lifting your collarbone up and forward, flat back. Exhale, round down, tuck your tummy in, lift your pelvic floor, come all the way up, gentle back bend. Exhale, hands down in front of your heart. Bring your hands onto your hips, thumbs to the back of the pelvis, fingertips to the inner hip bones. Lift and spread out your toes. Make sure that your feet are parallel, heel behind the widest part of your foot, and rocking your weight forwards and backwards on your feet. So we'll see if babies will stay down on the mat. If by any chance your baby does want to be held, then make sure that you're holding them in the middle of your body. A nice position is that they are resting with a gentle fist, they're resting on your forearm, either forwards or backwards. You can also do tiger in the tree, where you bring your arm across their body, one arm and one leg hanging underneath. Catch hold of your opposite forearm, so we haven't got pressure on the wrists. If they're quite a heavy baby, you can just rest them on your pubic bone, so your pelvis can take a lot of weight. It's a strong structure. This can be a little strong on the wrists because there's some weight on the wrists, but because your pelvis is taking so much weight, it's a really good option as well. Or if they're happy down on the floor, that's fine too. So we're just rocking forwards and backwards, making each tilt smaller each time until you feel that the feet are evenly grounded. Ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, left and right sides of the heel. A little tiny knee bend. So the knees are soft, thigh muscles are working. Feel like you could suck your thighs up to your hip sockets, engaging those thighs. Bring your awareness to your pelvis, and in time with the breath, inhale, tip your pelvis forwards, and exhale backwards. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards. Make each tilt smaller each time until you feel that your pelvis is perfectly level. Inner hip bones level with the back rim of bone at the back of the pelvis. And let your arms come down by your sides if they are free. Have some nice circles for your shoulders, inhaling up, exhaling down, and the other way. And then dropping your shoulders down your back and away from your ears. Close your eyes. Be aware of how you feel. Turn your palms to face forward. This will create that external rotation in your upper arms. And just notice how that feels in the front of your body, in the back of your body. You're not squeezing shoulder blades together. You feel broad across the back of your body. Just notice what you feel. If you then turn your palms in towards your thighs, you will then create an internal rotation just in the forearms. And that is actually called Hasta Bandha, the arm lock of energy. The bandha means lock, like a lock of energy, so it's an engagement of certain muscles to create more energy within the body. So your Mula Bandha, the root lock, you will find it naturally engaging here when you find your Tadasana, your perfect standing posture. It is important that your pelvis is neutral, so if you find yourself tipping forward at the pelvis, so common after pregnancy, because you've had the weight of your baby drawing your pelvis forwards for all that time. When you find your neutral pelvis, you will feel that gentle engagement across the lower abdominal region. So see if you can really notice that there. But make sure it's definitely a neutral pelvis. Good. Palms face forward again. Inhale, floating your arms up in front of you and exhaling down. Inhale up and exhale down. So we've got this external rotation all the way up, the internal rotation on the way down, which you may feel even a tiny bit in the upper arms too. Feel like you are leading the way with your fingertips. They are buzzing with energy. If you are holding your baby, don't worry, just leave this bit out. We are going to extend upon it, which you can join in with. So inhaling, arms up, exhaling down. Inhale, sit into chair pose. So this bit's fine if you're holding your baby. And exhale, stand. Just take a little rest for a breath if you're holding your baby. Inhale, arms up, exhale, arms down. Inhale, sit into chair pose. Knees don't overshoot the toes. In your chair pose, your bottom sits backwards, your legs are strong. Sit down as low as you wish. Make sure your feet stay parallel, that your knees stay harmonious with your feet, so your knees are aligned over the line between your second and third toes. The knees aren't twisting outwards or inwards. So one more. This vinyasa, this movement in time with the breath. And stand. Bring your hands onto your hips. Bring your weight over into your left foot. Take your right foot to somewhere on the standing leg. It could be your ankle, your calf, your inner thigh maybe. Bring palms to touch in front of your heart. If you happen to be holding your baby, then they can rest on your thigh. Good. Keep rolling your bent knee outwards as the hips square forward. Keep a neutral pelvis. Check you're not tipping it forward. If you're holding your baby, maybe you could reach one arm up. If you're not holding your baby, reaching both hands up and just bringing your hands to drift above the crown of your head. So tree pose is another one which I think works so well with this theme of the higher chakras, the connection with the universe. You have your roots grounding down into earth, your branches lengthening up towards the sky, reaching up towards the universe, and maybe you'd like to bring your arms up and spread out your fingers, stretching out through your fingertips, feeling your shoulders dropping down your back. Bringing your right arm down and your left arm up, so it's the same side as the standing leg, that arm goes up, and exhaling over into a side lean, the weeping willow tree balance. Keep reaching up though with your top fingertips. You want that lovely length in your side body. Come back to the center, bring your foot down, have a paddle out for your feet, and a few more gentle pelvic tilts. So really important we keep that nice neutral pelvis because it makes such a difference for the natural engagement of Mula Bandha. You can also draw your tummy and lift your pelvic floor consciously. That's really good to help give you strength in these poses. So bringing your weight into your right foot, taking your left foot to somewhere on the standing leg, ankle, calf or inner thigh. If you do find that this foot is sliding down to your knee and you end up pushing against your knee joint, then just drop it down below the knee, because we don't want to be putting sideways pressure on the knee. Hips square forward, knee rolls out to the side, palms to touch, breathe. Shoulders slide down your back and away from your ears, focusing your eyes on a still point that is not moving. Tree is such a calming pose. You might find lots of micro movements happening in the standing leg and foot. That's great for your circulation. If this is appropriate for whether your hands are free or not, reaching your hands up and just floating your hands above the crown of your head. Elbows are somewhere in your peripheral vision, broad across the back of your body and the front of your body evenly. If you have created that right angle, bend at your wrist and you can gently push your heels of your hands together. That's a really nice wrist stretch. And then maybe you'd like to open your arms, just embracing the universe. Still grounding down into the precious earth through your standing foot and leg, strong, supporting you. Reaching the same arm as the standing leg up, and the other arm drifts down as you come over into your weeping willow tree balance. Beautiful. And come back to the middle. Bring your hands onto your hips. Have a little paddle out for your feet. Bring palms to touch. Inhale, arms around and up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, diving forward, hinging at your hips. Let your knees bend, belly rest on your thighs. Take hold of your opposite elbow. If you can remember which way you took hold of your opposite elbow before, do the opposite. If you can't remember, listen to your body, because your body will pick the easiest way, so do the other way. And release. Keep pushing your tailbone up towards the sky, grounding your heels down, which you can absolutely do with bent knees. It's important to keep the lower back flat, like you could rest a cup of tea here on your sacrum, then you're not going to strain your back. Your belly can be relaxed as long as your belly is supported by the thighs. That protects your back. Ground your hands down, come down to downward dog. Feel free to enjoy this pose for a while if that feels right for your body. Slowly hands and knees, and rest in child pose. So then just for a moment, widen your knees, bring your big toes together, extend your arms forward, out in front of you into hare pose. Maybe your forehead's resting on your baby, or maybe you could slide them forward so you can have your forehead down on the earth. And breathe. Relax your lower body. Feel your fingers are spread and your hands are grounding down slightly. Feel that you're drawing your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears. Turn your palms to face up. Breathe into the back of your body. Notice whether you feel any gentle stretching between your shoulder blades. Have the sense that your arms are in that spiral of external rotation. Breathe into the back of the body, into the back of the lungs. Breathe into your shoulders, the rotator cuffs, which are the muscles that hold the shoulder blade onto your back, which do lots of work. And as you fill the back of your body with breath, you'll be able to give them a gentle stretch here. See if you can keep that sense of external rotation in your upper arms as you bring your palms to face down again, grounding your hands down. Again, lower body is relaxed, arms activated. Breathing wide and full into your chest. And then slowly, bringing your baby right in towards your body, gathering them up, draw your tummy in, lift your pelvic floor and come up to sitting. Bring your bottom to the floor into a mermaid position. Just scooch yourself so you've got some space on the mat towards your side that's not holding your baby, and your legs are in the same arm as you're holding your baby. Lower yourself down onto your side, roll over onto your back. So baby can be on your chest here. Now you can keep your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. It's quite nice to let the knees knock together, toes turn in, heels turn out. Babies might stay on your chest, or if you have got your legs bent like this, they can come up to rest on your legs. If you prefer to, you could let your legs extend out and just be in a position that suits you and your baby. If it's better for you two to stay sitting, that's fine as well. Or even walking around the room. See what feels right. Make sure your shoulders are shuffled down your back and away from your ears. And if you have got your arms down by your side, make sure they are palms up. Fingers gently curling. If you prefer to have your hands palms down, then bring them onto your body or onto your baby. That just helps to keep that external spiral of rotation in your upper arm. And breathe. And observe how you feel. And feel your breath flowing in and flowing out. And feel that every exhalation is relaxing you more. Relaxing your feet, your toes, your heels. Relax your ankles, shins and calves. Relax your knees and thighs, hips, pelvis and buttocks. Relax your lower back, mid-back and upper back. Your shoulders and your arms, your elbows, forearms, wrists, hands and fingers. Relax the back of your neck, relax your scalp. Relax your face and jaw, lips, teeth and tongue, your whole body relaxing. Relax your chest and your tummy. Relax your pelvic floor. Be aware of the sensation of your breath. Every exhalation releases you more completely into a healing place of breath. Every exhalation releases you more completely into a healing place of breath. Feel free to stay here for as long as you wish. And you might like to just let my voice wash over you as I rouse you to sitting. If you want to stay, and that's fine. Or if you're ready to come back to your everyday activities, then just allow your breath to deepen. Give your fingers and toes a wiggle. And if you're lying down, you could just roll over onto your side. You could have your baby just in your arms. You might like to bring them up with you or gently place them down. And use the strength of your bottom arm to push yourself up to sitting. And we'll sing 3 ohms to finish. This is a lovely vibration that will go through your body, and if your baby's in contact with your body, they'll feel it too. So soothing. Nice breath in to begin. Thank you so much for joining me today. Om Shanti Namaste.